So Sonny, it's been a long time since we've caught up. We'll just met as a general chit chat. I'm going to quickly talk about obviously the last time you were out and what it was like, obviously having that long out and then going back into a big fight, an 8-rounder. Was it an
6-rounder, I think it was. So it was almost a full year out. The last time I boxed in October, then the last time I boxed before that was October the year before. It was good. It was the perfect fight to sort of get back into it. 6-rounder against Osijevia, who was no like journeyman per se. He comes to win, and he's tough. He made me work, and I didn't have it all my own way. I wasn't sort of out my depth or anything like that at any point. I was fairly comfortable, but he gave me something to think about. So it was just the right fight I needed to come back in after a long time out.
Obviously, how frustrating was it knowing obviously that year you had that long out of the ring and stuff, and you had to get a fight day, and stuff happened leading up to pull outs and stuff like that. How mentally did that take a toll on you throughout that year?
I'd say like consciously it didn't. Like in my head I wasn't like beat or anything like that. I was annoyed, but not. I was like trying to make an effort not to be annoyed for long. However, subconsciously, I think it took its toll over a period of time, and I was getting a bit down and stuff. And even though I was making the effort not to get that way, and I was, trying to stay upbeat and keep in the gym and things like that, I think deep down it was like taking an effect. And then that on top of like things going on outside of the ring, and I was getting frustrated, and it was relieving to finally get back in the ring and sort of like get back to business. Really, it's the sport I love, and I've wanted to do it since I can remember, and I sort of lost sight of that a bit. But I remembered why I wanted to do it so bad when I got back in there. So yeah.
Brilliant. Obviously, the opponent itself, a tough opponent. How would you kind of assess your performance on the night?
I was only supposed to be having a 4-rounder, and then again it was a last-minute change of opponent, which I'm used to that now because I think every fight's been the same. So I was only supposed to do the 4, ended up doing a 6 because that's what the opponent wanted to fight. But yeah, I took my time and I did some cute stuff. I was more methodical than I've been in the past. I've usually been a bit crash bang wallop and maybe not thought about the boxing side too much. However, in that fight I thought I boxed quite nice, but for me I needed to find a happy medium. I needed a bit more of the old style as well as the new style. Like if I was looking at it from a spectator point of view, people want to see knockouts, and I could have knocked him out, and I think people maybe thought I couldn't because I didn't, and I don't know. I maybe was a little bit too cautious, and sometimes you got to throw a caution to the wind and get stuck in. 'Cause that's what people pay to see, and it's what I'm good at. So hopefully in this next fight we have a bit more guts and glory than the last one.
What's training with Tommy now? Is that one thing that he's implemented into your game, is to maybe change up the style a little bit?
Yeah, maybe not so much change the style, but sort of like home it in a bit. Like at this weight, at cruiserweight, I can't be taking too many shots. Otherwise, I'll have a very, very short career. And in boxing, you have a short lifespan anyway. So the most I can do now to prolong it, the better, really. And Tommy's trying to help me do that. I think if he did his career again, he'd maybe be a bit more cautious. Me as a fan of him, I won't want him to change, but I feel like he would have done, and I think he thinks he'd maybe had another year or two. Who knows? It's a game of what ifs, but I think for me that's what he wants. He wants me to have as long, fruitful career as I can, and the cuter boxing stuff will help me do that, instead of just standing in the pocket trading blows all the time like Rocky. But you need a bit of both because that's what people want to see.
Listen, now you've built yourself into a chance to fight for an English title in May.
Yeah.
So we're due out in February. I know personally you've had some difficulties, obviously not being able to fight in February and having a bit of time out of the ring. Do you want to talk about, obviously, as much as you want to with what's happened and stuff, and why you into the ring?
Yeah. So like the end of last year, my mum was really ill. She had cancer. Luckily, she's come over that now, and then stuff like so my dad had died on Christmas, and I was not close with him, so I didn't really know how to feel about that, and like, I don't know, it was a real surreal time over Christmas. I was sort of like learning how to deal with the feelings, and then with work, I'd had a promotion at work, and so I was really stressed with that, and I was sort of like, I don't know, maybe spreading myself thin. So I had to take a step back, reassess, and put everything in its compartment, and think, what do I want to do? And I want to box, and it took these sort of things to happen for me to realise just how much I wanted it. So, you know, I've sacked work off, and my boss was really supportive. He was sitting, you know, you've got to chase your dreams. He gave me the push, if anything, and my girlfriend was the same. She said, look, you've got to do what you've always wanted to do, and work's always going to be there after boxing, but boxing's not there forever. So now's your time. Go do it, and that's what I've done. I've gone boxing full time now, and you know, I feel like I've made the right decision. I guess we'll see. We'll see in April. But yeah, I'm not too beat up about everything that's happened, because it's life, and everyone goes through it. I've just got to use it to fuel the fire now.
How would you describe your relationship with your mum? Obviously, I know that she's your biggest fan. She's always commenting on all that stuff with Paul interview and stuff like that, and she's always there liking all your stuff. So how would you kind of describe your relationship with your mum?
Very close. She brought me up, and she's a tough woman, and I am how I am now due to how she's raised me, and like everything I do well is what I get from her, and you know, I want to do well, so she's proud of me. Like, you know, she's got my back, and I want to give her a reward for that, and I feel like through boxing is the way to do it. Yeah, I love my mum. We're very close, and I don't know. I can't repay for everything she's done. So
28 now.
Yeah, 28 today.
Obviously, you want the big fights now, don't you? You're in your prime now.
Yeah.
28. Do you want to talk about what your aspirations are now? Obviously, English title is going to be next.
Yeah.
Hopefully, fingers crossed. Is that then you wanted to push on as much as you can from now?
Yeah. So we've got this fight. It's my first 10-rounder. When I win that, doors open. You know, I should get on TV after that. Obviously, it's an English title eliminator. I want to get my hands on the English title, and I'll fight any of them for that. I feel like I'm a problem for them all. You know, I'm 28. Like you say, I'm in my prime. I'm strong. You know, I'm fitter than I've ever been. I just need to get the wind underneath my wings, and really sort of take off flying. Do you know what I mean? It's now or never. My dream is to get the British title, and the English title comes first. So that's what I need.
Pushing up to 10 rounds. Obviously, you've done 6. Obviously, going up to 10 rounds is a big step. Obviously,
yeah.
Like you said, you believe you can do that many rounds. Obviously, do you think it will affect you much going up to that many rounds?
I think you see the best of me over it, really. I know in training I do better as the rounds go on. I'm a strong pressure fighter. I've got a lot of tricks up my sleeve, and I'm experienced now. So I feel like I'm hard to be in there with for such a long period of time. I'm not really an explosive puncher. I don't knock people out with one punch, but I do knock people out. I hit very hard, and to get hit by me for 10 rounds, it's a long time to be getting hit. Do you know what I mean? I feel like they're going to feel it, and I'll be taking people out in good fashion as well.
Obviously, like you said, there's a few names obviously at cruiserweight that you've sparred and stuff like that. Obviously, the British cruiserweight scene's flying at the minute.
Yeah.
Obviously, some fantastic names there. Like you said, obviously, Chef Clark's in the line for that English title as well. Obviously, what's your thoughts on that? Obviously, a big prospect in the matchroom stable. But I'm guessing you're at a point now where you get in with anyone.
Yeah, that's it. Anyone. Look, I'm not stupid. The guy's an Olympian. I ain't going to go calling him out. I ain't going to call anyone out. However, I do feel like I am a problem for any of them, and I've got the beating of all of them. And that's my opinion. People don't have to agree. But I'm ready to prove people wrong. You know, the right fights at the right time. I'll show everyone what I can do. When these opportunities come, I ain't going to be turning them down. You know, I'm going to be getting in there with them, and I'm going to be upsetting people for sure.
Relationship with Connor?
Yeah.
A few more. You're obviously training together every day now, full-time boxing.
Yeah.
You want to quickly talk about your relationship, knowing that you obviously train together every day.
Yeah.
Stuff like that. What's that like, having him as your kind of right-hand man, pushing you then for each training?
Yeah, it's good. He's great. He's one of my best mates now. Do you know what I mean? Me and Colin have known each other for a lot of years, and we've never, even though we've been friends outside of boxing, we've never actually trained together. And if anything, it's brought us closer. It's a good laugh, and every day is like, I don't know. I've gone from dreading going to the gym, now like itching to get there because I know I'm gonna have fun, and you know, Tom is the same. He's like, I feel bad for Tommy because he has to run around after us both. We're like two toddlers, you know what I mean? I think we cause him a lot of stress, but it is what it is. We have a good time in the gym, and I'm very happy to have the people I've got, you know, in training.
Returning home, obviously in April. Sorry.
Yeah.
City Hall.
It's just there, City Hall. Yeah. Just yeah.
Was that there?
That's it. There. Yeah.
What's it like, obviously, coming home, fighting in Hall in front of your own people in a big English title eliminator? You get as many people there to push you over the line as possible.
Yeah, well, I've never boxed at City Hall. I've always boxed at Bonus Arena when I've boxed in Hull, and like it's always been on my bucket list to fight there at City Hall. I think I had 2 fights fall through that was supposed to be there, for various reasons, and you know, opponent pulling out and stuff like that. Guess it can't be helped, but it's going to make it so much sweeter when I finally get to fight there this time, in a big fight as well. So yeah, I always have good support, but for this one I need the biggest support I've ever had. You know, I perform better in front of more people that are there for me. So I need it to be loud. I need everyone to be proud. And yeah, I'm really looking forward to putting on a show for everyone. It'll be the performance of a lifetime for sure, and I think people are going to want to see it.
Just put the final one on sponsorship. Obviously, I wanted to quickly talk about the sponsorship, what it means to you personally, and obviously what it enables you to do as a full-time athlete.
Well, look, now I've gone full-time boxing. I've got no money. Like I'm basically on the breadline. Do you know what I mean? I'm relying on sort of handouts and things like that, and favours from people to sort of get me by. And without sponsorship, the journey doesn't continue. It ends here. You know, I've got so like my medicals coming up and stuff like that, and even my licensing fees. I don't know where to pull the money from, and support and the support of sponsorship is paramount for them sort of things to go through. You know, I'm Hull's biggest fighter in terms of size, and I feel like I'm going to be Hull's biggest fighter in terms of career as well. I'm exciting. You know, I feel like I'm a good investment, and I need the sponsors to show that it's now or never, really.
Just the final one, obviously, being in boxing now, obviously experiencing the highs and the lows, have you realised now how tough the sport can be to be involved in?
Yes, it is, and if I had any brains, I wouldn't be doing it, but you know, I love it, and I just, however hard I try, I can't shake it off. You know, the bug for boxing's always there, and you know, I've tried other things, and I've gone down different career paths, but boxing's the one for me. It's in my bones. So you know, if you cut me open my heart would be a boxing glove. Do you know what I mean? It is what it is.
Obviously, we'll be there in April as well, supporting you as well. Obviously, like I said, a big push for sponsors now. That's the aim to help you, obviously, in your full-time, obviously, dreams and aspirations now to obviously be a British champion. So we'll back you with that. We'll help you out with that. April's the day, April 15th, am I right?
Yes.
So yeah, we'll obviously we'll be looking forward to that day. No news on an opponent yet, don't know.
No, it should be sooner rather than later, because it'll be Prospect v Prospects, do you know what I mean? So they'll want a full camp as well. But yeah, I just can't wait now.
Cheers, Sonny.
Legend, cheers, bro.